Here's a great question. What to prepare as a first DM that doesn't need 6 hours? Building confidence to start. When I prepare my game sessions, what I do is use a 7 steps framework to take my notes. But wait, 7 steps? I said something that doesn't need 6 hours. Yeah. 7 steps can sound too much to prep an adventure, but here's the catch. This framework allows me to read the adventure only once to prepare it. And even if several days go by before the game session, it takes me only a half an hour glance at my notes before the game session for me to be fully confident of what I need to do to run an outstanding session. In other words, these guidelines make it clear to me what I have to pay attention to when I'm reading the adventure the first time, and allows me to make short notes that easily reminds me what I have to do while I'm running it. If I'm homebrewing, those are the exactly same notes that I make to create adventures and encounters. So these are the 7 steps I use to take notes and prepare my game sessions. 1. Adventure summary. My first step is to make sure I understand the adventure's plot. I use the 5 W's to structure them. Where are the adventure and encounters located? Who are the NPCs, including villains and antagonists, patrons, victims, and friends and allies? When stands for the adventure key events and what triggers them? Why are the party goals and the adventure objectives? The latter can be broader than the former, as some of the adventure objectives are only uncovered after the characters start their exploration. And finally, what stands for the key objects that can be found throughout the adventure. 2. Adventure structure. That's an actual drawing of the adventure's encounters order and connections, starting at the patron providing the quest and ending with its epilogue. 3. Map of encounter types. I make sure to charter every encounter that involves combat, exploration, and social interactions. 4. Encounter structures. I prepare an 8-bullet summary for every adventure encounter, including their type, location, where it leads from and where it leads to, the NPCs, the party goals, and the encounter roles. 5. Study the monsters. I read through their stat blocks and prepare their combat tactics by establishing a priority of which traits, spells, and actions I'll use during combat. 6. Prepare exploration encounters. As most exploration encounters involve a skill check, I use a frame to map the task, the checks and their DCs, conditions for advantage and disadvantage, if any, and the outcomes for success, partial success, or failure. 7. Prepare social interactions. My notes include the NPC's initial attitudes and how the characters can change them, initial actions, what they do according to the characters' interactions, and what are their talking points. The most important thing for a first DM is to make sure of the adventure flow and pace. An outstanding adventure with an outstanding flow and pace makes, of course, an outstanding game session. But an outstanding adventure with a regular flow and pace makes a bad session. And a regular adventure with an outstanding flow and pace makes a great session. So the ideal adventure preparation is precisely the one that gives me the confidence that I'm ready to run a session with a smooth flow and pace. And this framework ensures that I have everything I need for that with a single read on the adventure I'll be running.